Gemini, welcome to your just-in-time tarot reading. If you're watching this, Gemini, trust that there's a message here for you. Whether you're a regular viewer or this has popped up and you clicked, well, just to let you know, sometimes the whole message will really blow your way. It will resonate really hard. And other times it might just be that thing that you needed to hear, or maybe you were thinking about something before you clicked on this and it gives you the insight or answers. So let's just stay present to the message. I like to frame up with a couple of oracle cards, Gemini. I will then work with the full tarot deck. You are being told that in this situation that is really of interest at the moment, or maybe challenging you or under consideration, that adjustments are required. So this feels very justice-ish to me, where we're sort of going to weigh the balance here and maybe make new decisions, make strategic moves or changes. Really you're being asked, is this an alignment for you? Can I keep going here with a few tweaks and adjustments, or is this my critical turning point? Let's go to the Oracle of the Angels and add another layer to this. I've got harmony. Okay, so in this situation, whether it's your relationship or, your job or where you're living, really it feels like the harmony, the balance here has maybe been disrupted. There might be a level of toxicity. You might have terrible neighbors. You might have narcissistic workmates, or maybe in your relationship you've hit a rocky patch and you're really wanting to get back to that sense of inner peace, that coherence in the heart. Adjustments are going to be required. So what you're being told is if you just re-engage with the situation and bring in the same energy without really looking at what's happened here or working through this or having, honest conversations, then, potentially, we're heading for the Tower. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to start with a major arcana and then I'll go to the full tarot deck. All right, so we've got the Star. What I love about this card is actually the energy that comes after the Tower as the calm after the storm. So sometimes this can be renewal, sometimes this can be rebirth, but either way, you're actually being told here that this situation, Gemini, is actually really key to your life plan or your destiny. Like you're maybe navigating a key learning right now. So I think that is something to really be acknowledged. The Star often talks about meeting our destiny through taking vulnerable action. That would be maybe having the hard conversation and it shifts something and the outcome's totally different than what you'd imagined in a positive way, or doing the thing that needs to be done. So let's carry on. I want to see which way this goes. Six of Pentacles. So we do have an imbalance here, and it feels like a power imbalance with the Six of Pentacles, or the balance of what you're actually receiving back. Maybe you're feeling like not a lot is coming your way for the time, the effort, the energy that you are investing, or maybe somebody else is really always taking the reins, taking the power, taking the control here, and you're sort of feeling like, well, what can I do? Nothing, I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard. So again, we don't want to flip that. We want to bring things into harmony. We need to bring things into balance. So we need to bring this to the light and we need to address it. Six of Swords is a transitional energy. I will have to say that often this can be a moving on to move forward energy. If you've kind of been around in this cycle a couple of times, all right, some of you have been here a couple of times already, haven't you? If that's the case, and you've done your bit and you've implemented your changes and you've worked on yourself, you've done the work, you're owning your triggers, then I really feel this is your walkaway point. And if this is the first time around, that's where you have an opportunity to make the adjustments and see how it goes. But you need to see that balance, right? Even. So generally the Six of Swords is, acknowledging, look, there's been too much water under the bridge or emotional turmoil. I just really need smooth sailing. And we make that decision to undergo that transition. Yeah, and I really feel that that's what leads to, a really empowered new beginning. The aces are always new beginnings, and really this is associated with win and victory. Also a moment of clarity. So maybe this reading was just that moment of clarity that you needed. Maybe it was the confirmation or validation, or perhaps it's time for you to take a quiet moment to really think about this situation and whether it really does align with your truth, your values, your vision, your lifestyle. If so, you have alignment and you can choose this. And try and make this work. If not, this is the critical turning point. But bearing in mind, you can do the work and everything and all of that. But if who you're surrounded by, whether it's a partner or employer or colleagues or neighbors, you know, if they're not on board, then that's where the challenge can arise. Yeah, Hierophant, so interesting. Taurus energy. So this is around a commitment or contract. And that's why it feels like it's quite a significant decision, because if you decide, no, I'm moving on, there might be a contract to end early. There could be moving out of a home. There could be a marriage to dissolve. Like Hierophant situations are, you know, they were once our solid stable, once we really chose them and committed to them, once we were all in. But it does ask you to assess that values point. I always say that with the Hierophant. But ultimately, you know, this is the spiritual teacher. The Hierophant has come to you. You are navigating a really important spiritual lesson, and it could be what we spoke about. You know, we give it 2 chances and then we walk away. We don't continue going around in the cycle, okay? Because that's when we can get, you know, we can lose traction with our life path. I mean, there are opportunities to be able to make up time sometimes, but we also don't want to waste time in unproductive cycles. Or, you know, if you haven't been around the cycle, adjustments are required. You know, put it on the line, have the conversation, state your needs, state your boundaries, and maybe, just maybe for some of you, that could be the breakthrough that is needed to bring this back to harmonious balance and peace. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Libra. If you would like to follow up with a personal reading, the first link down below will pop you over to my website where you can check those out. There's some other useful links down below. I have a free Learn Tarot Quick Guide if you'd like to get started with interpreting tarot cards for yourself. And there's also, I have 2 paid courses. I have an Introduction to Intuitive Tarot, and I have my signature immersive deep dive course. And there are also my Instagram and TikTok accounts down below. I'm really active and interactive over there with daily content, so you might want to give me a follow over there if you would like some more. I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending you love and magic. Bye for now.